everybody. Welcome to the SyFy Sistas podcast, where we give you our point of view. I'm Tamia Harper, and today I'm delighted to be joined by my sisters, Yvette Blackman-Town.
Hello.
And Fran T.
What's happening?
What's happening? Woot woot. What's happening is a big woot woot, and the sisters are back together again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm. I'm so happy to see you and me. Okay, all right, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm trying not to get cut and owe anybody any money.
That's right. That's why I stopped. I stopped.
You stopped yourself, right? You stopped yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good enough. So anyway, y'all get the theme, you know. And if you don't know that song, Google it.
Yeah.
No. Duck, duck, go.
Duck, duck, go it. Duck, 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 goose. Okay,
Wow.
sorry. Yeah, sorry. See, it's a tangent. It's been a while, and I can't control my brain thoughts anymore. So let me just get on into the show because it's a good show. We are here for a great discussion together, right, sisters?
Yes.
Right on.
And this show is the scenes that made Starfleet Academy. Did I say that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Sounds right. Sounds right to you?
Sounds right to me.
All right. Sounds good to me then, too.
Yep.
We're talking about our show, Starfleet Academy, which all three of us really quite adore. Right?
Yeah.
Really?
Very much so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're talking about different scenes that hit us in different ways. And hopefully, if this conversation goes like we think it's going to go, this could very potentially be the start of a little series that we might want to do.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. You know, we have the top 10. We do that on the live show. We've done it on the podcast too once.
Mhm.
But I think this would be something nice, something different. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited too. And like, to be quite honest, like to tackle a top 10 again still doesn't quite feel right to me, you know, to do it without Sabrina.
Not yet.
Right. So, you know, this is a new way for us to explore the interworkings and dynamics of our favorite show. And especially in the 60th anniversary year of Star Trek, it gives us a whole nother way to explore our very favorite franchise. And, you know, no disrespect. Go ahead.
We could actually do it in anything. I mean, we could do it in another franchise if we wanted to. I mean, who knows?
Mm-hmm. We really could, you know. It's
an episode.
This is the pilot, exactly. This is the pilot episode. So y'all be gentle with us, okay? Because we know how y'all can be about some pilot episodes. We have very high standards.
Yeah, we do.
So I'll tell you the breakdown. The breakdown, we decided to start off with Starfleet Academy since it's the most recent show. Okay. But the breakdown is the scene that made you fall in love with Star Trek all over again. That's number one. Number two, the scene that changed the way you looked at a character. Number three, the scene that broke your heart. Number four, the scene that was better than the entire episode. So that'll be a fun one. And number five, a scene that hit differently on a rewatch. So I think those are some fun topics, some fun, you know, to start to get us started on a discussion about, like I said, our favorite franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, again, no disrespect to the other franchises because we love them all, but you know, we all know where we are.
Yeah,
it always comes back to Star Trek anyway.
It always comes back to Star Trek. Mm-hmm. So let's start off. Okay. We're gonna the scene that made you fall in love with Trek all over again, and I think there were a lot of contenders when you're looking at Starfleet Academy and how everything is new again, new and old at the same time, a rebirth, the phoenix rising from the ashes, so to speak. So, who wants to start with their scene that made them fall in love with Trek all over again? Yvette, do you want to go first?
Sure, why not? Okay, so my scene that made me fall in love with Trek all over again for Starfleet Academy was episode 102, beta test. With the start of the new academic year, Caleb's unease about his future at Starfleet Academy persists. But when a delegation from a former Federation ally arrives and Caleb is tasked with showing their leader's daughter around campus, he must put his uncertainty aside to discover what life at the academy is really about. So, um, my scene is the last scene, but the last it's great. It's my scene because of how the episode starts. Like the episode starts with Captain Ake giving a welcome address, and she says, "If you want to serve the galaxy, make your bed and
Mhm.
get to class on time. Tiny little acts of service to reflect to your fellow cadets." And someone who has been to an academy, been to college, and also been to basic training, I get that. Making my bed, I make my bed every single day. Like it's like my drill sergeant told me, if you make your bed every day, you've accomplished something.
Mhm.
So I, it's a way to go through life. You've already accomplished something. And when we're in basic training, you made your bed because you share a room with someone, or you share a room with a lot of people, and you have to make that bed. Like when you come for inspection, the bed is the most important. So if your bed is wrong, everybody's screwed.
Mm. Wow.
So you want to make sure that's it's like the first thing you learn,
Mhm.
and making sure that you do what you're supposed to do to make sure everybody else is well. You know what I mean? It's that
Yeah.
kind of thing, and it makes you become part of the team. There's a lot of This episode gives you a lot of things you love about Star Trek, because the Easter eggs are insane in this one, right?
That's true.
But my last scene, it's when Caleb walks into his room. He's already mad that Darum is in there, but now Oakham is in there, and he is so excited. He's
Yeah.
so happy to be there. And the line he says, "Starfleet for life." And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm telling you, when I heard him say that, I was like, I love this show.
Yeah.
That made me love that show. Just that line, because it hit me, because we love Starfleet. We've wanted this
Mhm.
show for so long, right? And we, as people who have watched Starfleet since, it came on, I'm not Starfleet, Star Trek, since it came on, we know how much Starfleet means to our characters. So that is the scene that made me fall. And then at the end, Caleb actually makes his bed, and Darum
Yeah,
helps
right.
him. And Oakham goes, "Bros making bros beds."
Yeah.
I love
That's
Oakham.
right,
He's
because
my favorite.
they had to teach him how to make the bed because he didn't
Ne-
even know how to make a
well,
bed
he
because
never
he
had a
never had a
bed.
bed.
Never had a
Yeah,
bed.
his life.
He
Yeah.
never had a bed, so they
Never had a
taught him how
bed.
to make a bed. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so cool. I love
Just
that. That
love
one
that.
was
That is
also
my favorite scene. Yeah.
I was gonna choose that from that episode too.
Really.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, that's it.
And actually, like I was gonna choose from her actual introductory speech
Hmm.
and about that making the bed, and each action becomes woven into this tapestry, and that tapestry is Starfleet, and I thought that
Yeah.
was so beautiful,
Yep.
but I chose a different one, but go, that's a great one. I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Really
Thank
was.
you.
Fran, what about you?
Well, what made me fall in love with it all over again is episode 5. Serious acclamation meal.
Hmm.
Grown ass Jake met up with her the first time and he looked at her, he just said, "Hey,
Met up with Sam.
yes, met up with Sam." Mm. Grown ass Jake met up with Sam.
Hmm.
Well, okay. And he just said, "Hey sis." I gasped. I
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
gasped because first it was grown ass Jake saying it. And then it was, y'all know what the whole episode was about. And I just fell in love with it all. I'm like, oh my gosh. And for somebody to greet you and just say, "Hey, sis," it touches my heart if somebody calls me. Certain people call me sis. It touches me.
Mhm.
And he just said it just right, and she just grinned, and it was just really nice. I'm like, okay, see, that's Star Trek and grown ass Jake. Okay.
Right? That's so cool. I loved that. That whole, like, I thought about that too. Like,
Mhm.
because now if we were structuring this as the episode that
Mhm.
made me fall in love all
Yeah.
over again,
Mhm.
this would have been like my clear winner
Yeah.
because there was like so many moments in that episode. They were just so
Yeah,
delicious.
it is. They were. They were even for me. Even even the comedy at the table with the fish
Yes.
was, I'm like, okay, they can do comedy, and but that was Tawny's writing, and it was just the whole. We said scene, so I'm gonna stop at the hey sis scene.
Well, I love that. I'm glad you chose that one too. I mean, there is a lot of similarities, y'all, between the three of us. Like when we were thinking about these, like because the way that we did it was everybody put down their stuff in Slack,
Mhm.
and we sort of like so we could get a sense of who was going to be talking about what, and
What?
because we know each other,
Yeah.
we know we'd be talking about some of the same stuff if we didn't like. And y'all would just be listening to us repeat, or we'd have no show. The show would be done in 10 minutes, and we'd be like,
That's
okay.
it. Bam, bam, bam.
So for me, I chose the scene that made me fall in love with Star Trek all over again. Episode 4, Vox in Excelso. Jay Den's speech at the end of the episode. Now, in this episode, you have they're having the Admiral Sati debate, which the first one that they've had in centuries. And in this episode, the Klingon, like the Federation, has identified a planet that is just like Kronos, that for the Klingons to settle, but the Klingons are like, we don't want your pity or your handouts, and there's this culture clash, and the Federation's like, why don't you want to come under the umbrella of the protection of the Federation? And Klingons are like, because we're Klingon.
We never did that before.
We didn't do it before. That wasn't the answer before. Is not going to be the answer now. And of course, our very liberal do-gooders were like, we don't understand. Why do you not want to come live our way? Like we know that we have the answer for you. Your species is facing extinction, and your race is facing extinction, and we have the answer. And so the whole episode is quintessential Star Trek, right? Like in the sense that like somebody's posing like this is the answer. Why don't you do it? And the people, there's a cultural difference in how to look at things, right? And the Klingons are like, because that's not our way. We don't accept handouts. We will die by our own decisions, and period. We're not going to be under anybody's protection. We're proud. We don't need protection. We will make our own decisions, and we'll live or die by them. And the Federation folks just couldn't get it. And when it comes to the debate, we have Jay Den, and Jay Den is terribly shy and racked with anxiety at the thought of public speaking. And then there's Caleb, and Caleb is like apparently a debate whiz. Like who knew, right?
Who knew?
Like who knew that Caleb was actually paying attention to any of his lessons or reading anything? But of course he was. He's just a rebel without a cause at the moment. And Caleb is like, well, Jaden, let me help you in your debate. And everybody assumes the debate topic is now whether or not the Klingons should join into the Federation. And everybody assumes, which is hilarious, that Jaden is going to say, yeah, the Klingons should join the Federation. And Jaden is like, no, No, I'm going to argue the opposite. Not only do they assume that, but Caleb offers him help to partner up for the debate because he knows that his friend is racked with anxiety about it. He didn't mean anything harmful by it.
No.
However, it was perceived in a way that was not great. He was like, what? Jaden was like, what? You don't think I could do this on my own? I don't need your help. I didn't ask for your help. I don't want your help. You know, and the kids had to deal with that. And there's this, and Jaden goes through all of his issues of like learning to speak and everything in this episode. There's also a lot going on here about Jaden's family. We is that this that's the right episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Um,
That's one of my things. Mhm.
yeah, we learn about like what happened on their planet, their refuge planet that they were on. We learn that Jaden's brother was this huge source of encouragement for him, who championed him being a different type of Klingon and who faced um, a lot of danger trying to actually obtain Federation technology for his little brother to pursue his dreams and become a healer. And there's a lot in this episode about that. And it'll definitely come back up in conversation, I'm sure, during this thing. And I got to wrap it up and hurry up because I'm taking a long time to explain this. So anyway, getting to the point, Jaden's speech at the end of this episode, I thought was quintessential Star Trek because his points were that, and he made them in such an eloquent way, were that, a Klingon problem should have a Klingon solution.
Mm-hmm.
And he implored the Federation to hear the Klingon language in as it is being spoken in the way that it was intended. He said, like, I can't remember the exact phrase on it, but he said, I want you to hear the words like as they like coming from my basically like when we say, do you hear the words actually coming from my mouth? I don't want you to just hear them. I want you to listen closely, and understand the meaning that's coming out. And he wanted the Federation to hear the meaning of Klingon say we need to do it for ourselves and understand that. And he made everybody take a step back and look at the problem in a different way. And I thought that was quintessentially Star Trek, and it made me fall in love all over again. Sorry, that was a long explanation, but there you have it. I really love this episode. So
I could tell. Same. It's okay.
It's one of my episodes, but for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mine
Mhm.
too. Mhm.
That's cool. I figured it would be coming back up and we could really discuss it more. So, okay. Well, that's number one. So let's hit it to number two. Number two. The scene that changed the way you looked at a character. And we're going to keep the round robin going.
Oh, okay.
and go ahead, Yvette. Let's just keep the order the same.
Sounds good. Okay. Scene that changed the way you looked at a character. Mine is 108, The Life of the Stars. So a visiting instructor arrives at the academy and uses an unorthodox method to help the cadets process the emotions of recent trauma. At the same time, a cadet faces an unexpected challenge that will alter the trajectory of her life forever. So I am not a big fan of the Doctor. Never have. Every time I would see him turn up in every single episode of every other Star Trek besides his own Star Trek, I would just roll my eyes, right? But the scene that made me look at him totally different was the scene when so in this episode we see Sam dies, right? So it's that scene when she dies. The whole scene is just done beautifully, like even the direction, because the cadets are in the scene beforehand and they're talking and they're doing is it Our Town they're doing? I think it's
Mm-hmm.
Our Town, right? So you hear Jaden go, his voice from the previous scene is go, when the auditorium is in complete darkness, then it dissolves to this scene and it goes, he speaks, and it's the doctor in darkness with Sam laid out, and he speaks.
Mm-hmm.
And what he tells her, because he's been really an asshole to her, right? She's tried to reach out to him and he's just didn't want anything to do with it. And, you know, what he tells her is something I totally forgot about his character. He made a family and
Mm-hmm.
the daughter that he had died when she was a child, and I totally
Mm-hmm.
forgot about that. And I didn't
Yeah.
that was the last thing I thought they were going to bring up, because
Right.
I'm thinking about the kids from Prodigy. I'm thinking maybe that's the issue, but I totally forgot about he made his own family and he was absolutely devastated when this happened. So it made me change how I look at him, because you know I say that he's been in every damn Star Trek, but think about it. He's been around for like 9 centuries, and all those people are dead.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's been around the way, and everybody's gone, and he's still alive. And, it's tough for him to try to love again.
Mm-hmm.
But he does it to save Sam. And in that scene, I just think it's just a beautiful, beautiful scene. It's done well, it looks beautiful, and it shows his acting chops, Robert Picardo, who I adore. I absolutely
Yeah.
adore Robert Picardo.
Yeah.
But his acting chops was
Mm-hmm.
chef kiss in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the scene that made me just look at the doctor totally different.
Mm. That's so good.
Yeah.
Understood.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Mm. Oh, yeah. Everything you said about that scene, like, I agree with. And they showed that episode on the cruise,
On the cruise, yeah.
and we got to watch it in an auditorium full of other Trekkies, and Bob Picardo was there
Mhm.
watching it with us. And there wasn't a dry eye in the house. And
Gave him a
I thought it,
standing ovation.
and we gave him and he got a standing ovation
Yeah,
at the end of at the episode. It was amazing, and he was so well deserved. I love this episode.
yeah.
Me
He's
too.
a good. I mean, the whole
Hmm.
episode is really good.
It's one of my
Hmm.
episodes too, but for
Hmm.
different
Yeah,
reasons.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, they're good. I mean, there's only 10 of them, so
I
I
mean,
mean,
Right.
we're
I
gonna
mean,
pick
come
them.
on, come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Right.
right.
Well,
Okay,
which one did you choose for this category, Fran?
thing that changed the way I looked at a character. This is episode 4, boxing at Celso.
Hmm.
Jaden's family background. Jaden had 2 dads.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Seen
tried
this
that.
in Klingon. I'm like, okay, how is that? I'm trying to figure out how that's working, but they didn't go into detail.
No, they just said it was a house triad,
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
triad
triad house, a
house.
triad house.
yeah. And he has 2 dads, and y'all know the Klingons. Y'all know how the Klingons can be. Maybe they have mellowed out they're a little different from what they were.
Well, I mean, they were almost decimated, and it's
Yeah, I don't
800
think they had a
years later.
choice. Yeah,
Yeah, their Chronos
yeah.
was gone, and
Hmm.
had to do this and do it's sort of like when the Romulans. Oh, but anyway, they had to do things differently. And
Mhm.
giving Jaden 2 dads made me look at him differently
Hmm.
Mhm.
and his background. But you all said something about, where his brother supporting him and being a healer and all that. So, but I just concentrated on the 2 dads. Who knew? I'm done. That's
Yeah, I really like that aspect of his upbringing as well.
Mhm.
It layers some more texture into his character. Like we get so much texture in this one Klingon, more than we get like in most Klingons ever.
Yeah,
Yes.
You
in
know,
one episode.
In
right?
one episode. Yeah,
I really love this episode. It's such a good episode. It's
It is
it
so
really
is.
good. Honestly,
yeah.
All around. All
it is
around.
my favorite episode.
It's your favorite one of the
Yeah,
season.
it
I think
is.
it's probably is mine too. I keep
Yeah.
coming back to it more. It's the one that I remembered the most,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You
one
do.
that stuck with me the most.
Yep.
And I gotta tell you, our boy, um,
Kareem. Kareem.
Kareem DNA just acted his ass off in this episode. I
Yeah.
mean, he was
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
He
With
Yeah,
his
definitely did his
fine,
he
cute self.
yeah. So my choice for this the scene that made me see a character in a different way was also episode 108,
Ah,
Life of the Stars. And it was also the Doctor, but is a different moment. It's actually from the very first lines. And his first lines, like, and I'm truncating this a little bit, is how many dawns have I seen alone? And he said, time is my beast and it
mm,
bites us differently. He said, time is their beast too. He's talking about the cadets and
yeah.
all the people that wake up and with the possibility of a brand new day and how perspective and a good night's sleep can change your perspective on things and make you see possibilities that you didn't see before. And he's saying to myself, to him, it's the same,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, time is their beast. Time is my beast. It bites us differently.
Mm-hmm.
And from those opening lines, like there was so much that he imbued into these very simple seeming lines that layered them with so much more context for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time of the whole season that I really stopped and thought about, God, what did it mean for the Doctor to be around for so long, 800 years,
Mm-hmm.
see everyone that he loved die
Gone.
because everyone he loved is mortal.
More,
Yep.
yeah.
you know, no matter how they might be long lived, but he didn't, they weren't his closest associates. I mean, those really long lived species like Nala Ake and stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
the Lanthians, like they're very rare.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of them running around the Starfleet universes, and we're talking post burn,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
where
Right.
people were not associated gallivanting all over several different galaxies.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's been isolated, he's been alone, and that time, the heaviness of it just hit me so hard, and how that would affect somebody's perspective
Mm-hmm.
on everything, and how does he get up every day and still care,
Mm-hmm.
and still care, but he does.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up every day and he still cares. And as much as he doesn't want to care, and as much as he tries to pretend that he doesn't, that he's
Right.
just performing his duties. If he was just performing his duties after 800 years, he could go.
Right. Why go to an academy?
Right.
The
Why go to the academy? Why choose to
academy.
be there?
Why
He
choose to
has,
be with young people,
right,
to make sure
to
that
help
they,
shape their,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
that's mine.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
the old doctor.
Oh, good old Doc.
And we mean that literally.
Right.
Right, 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 right.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 3. Oh, this is going to be hard. The scene that broke your heart. Okay,
Yeah.
come on, Yvette.
Okay, so it is the same scene as Fran for the last one, but differently.
Mm,
The scene that broke my heart, 104 Vox and Excelso. When an existential crisis threatens to wipe out a beloved but infamous species, a cadet is forced to confront his past and strained relationship with his family. As he pursues an unexpected method of coping, Nala races against time to save the species from extinction. So the scene is Jaden and Caleb are hiding away after Jaden has the panic attack,
Mm-hmm.
and they're eating food. Kate Caleb has reprogrammed the dots, and food is coming. Um, it's a funny scene, and Caleb surprises Jaden with entrail soup. He tells him that he stowed away with another Klingon who told him the story of Kahless and how Kahless defeated Molar, and the warriors had entrail soup to celebrate. And Jaden says, "No, that's warriors stew, and you only get that. You don't, only those who serve their house in battle can taste it." We learn that Jaden is from a triad house, like Fran
Mm-hmm.
said,
Mm-hmm.
um, and Jaden says his parents would sing them to sleep with the myth to give them comfort in the refugee camps.
Mm,
Caleb says Kronos would have been cool to see.
mm,
That is when we find out what happened to the Klingons. And
mm,
even when I watched it the other day, I was like, my heart,
Mm-hmm.
because the Klingons, they're not part of the Federation, but we love them.
Yeah.
We love everything about them. We know
mhm,
everything about them. And to find out that the burn has helped destroy
mm.
Kronos,
Yeah,
um, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And that
right.
the 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 Klingons are refugees of all things.
Mm-hmm. The
The
Klingon.
Klingons are refugees. And if it, I that just I'm still broken about
Mhm,
that one,
Great
because
warrior race.
yeah. And I remember always saying, "Where's the when Discovery got to the 32nd century?" I was always like, "We haven't seen any Klingons yet. What's going on?"
mhm.
This story, this Discovery story started with the Klingons.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Where are
Mm-hmm.
they?
right.
And there was no Klingons. And then we find out this, and I mean, even right now, it's it's heartbreaking just to
Mm,
even think about it. So that
Mm-hmm.
was mine. Yeah,
that's a
still
good one.
hurts.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, yeah.
Okay.
This.
For me, the scene that broke my heart, episode 8, The Life of the Stars, with Sam literally begging the doctor for support. And eh, I got dad issues. I got daddy issues, y'all. And I'm sitting there looking at it, and I teared up, because this personal thing I got going on in my background with my dad, and he just like, but like you said, Yvette, I hadn't, before it became whoosh, when he made that human family, I had,
Mhm,
then he said he couldn't go through that no more. But
Mhm.
mm.
like, why is he being such an ass to her?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
when they break it down, you understand, I don't want to go through this again. I can't let myself go through this. So that was the scene that really broke my heart because Sam needed him so much,
Mm,
and
yeah.
he was not forthcoming at first. But that the
Mhm.
episode went on, but that scene broke my heart
Mm,
Yeah.
because I really
y-
like Sam. I really
mhm,
like, you know.
Mhm.
I think her
yeah.
character is just fantabulous. So, and I wanted them to be fantabulous together because
Mhm,
I think his character is fantabulous. I do. He's not my favorite doctor.
Oh,
He's not my least favorite doctor, but
uh-huh.
um, I wanted them to be fantabulous together. So
mhm.
I get that.
yeah.
That scene broke my heart too, girl.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
same.
Makes me
Especially that
cry like every
tear.
time. Oh,
Oh, she
right.
had that tear that came. Oh,
I
I was
tip
like, oh,
Mhm.
girl.
Mm.
whew.
I mean, it's hard to look at like somebody like putting this, making themselves so vulnerable
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and so open, and
Mm-hmm.
to see it rebuffed and rejected. And of course, it hits all of us. Every human being has an experience where they have been that vulnerable and needed someone so
Yes.
bad, and
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't been there.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a universal thing,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And and you also because I needed someone, and I told Yvette about this experience with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And it could have went one way or it could have went completely the other way.
Uh-huh.
And this in real life. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, that could have happened to me, and it
Right.
didn't, but it could have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
grateful that
Yeah.
it did in real
You
life.
chose a really good one.
Yeah, that
Thank
was a
you.
good one.
Because it's heartbreaking even now just to talk about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
definitely.
Mine is also from Vox in Excelso, 104 again, kids.
Hmm.
Um, and like there's really a lot of moments in this episode that are so poignant and really, pierce arrows in your heart, but and this is like a more of like a composite. It's like it's one scene, but it's broken up because they switch back and forth to the academy a little bit in between. But it's
Mm-hmm.
the scene where we find out that where Jaden and his father are on the hunt together. And Jaden's father wants him to, he has the warrior's bow and he wants Jaden to make his first kill.
Mm-hmm.
And Jaden stands up to his father and says that I do not want to kill things. I want to heal things. And his father is adamant that, like, he's like, that's all fine and good for you to be a healer. That has its place, but every Klingon needs to know how to defend themselves. And Jaden does not want to bear arms. And his father, then a bird of prey flies overhead, and his father says, "Okay, now's your chance. You can do it." Gives him the bow and arrow and says, "Shoot the bird of prey." And Jaden refuses it, and his father gets enraged. And I forget which piece of tech it was that his brother had gone through such hardship to get the first piece of Federation tech that he gave him.
It was just a communicator telling people that Starfleet was looking for cadets.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Starfleet Academy. Hmm.
And Jaden is holding it, and it's this, and he and his father, Jaden refuses the bow and arrow to shoot. Then he stands up to his dad and he says, "No, I'm not going to do it." And his dad lets a shot fly towards the bird, but the shot goes wide. And like now, what we haven't talked about in this episode is the fact that in the middle of all the moments that we've talked about in this episode, Jaden's brother dies.
Mm-hmm.
He dies going to a market in an attempt to buy some more Federation technology for his brother.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a heavy level of guilt that Jaden is feeling, and also like, and it was a, it was like a, it was a medical device, like that he could have, like, they could have gone back to the market. Jaden, his brother, gets stabbed in the market, but stabbed with poison. And Jaden's like, well, let's go get the tech because it can save him. And his family is like, that is not for us. And his brother dies. So they had an answer. Jaden is like, we could have done it. We could have saved him, but he dies anyway. So there's a lot going into this moment with him and his father, afterwards. And his father's trying to bestow these traditions on him. And it seems like Jaden is refusing them, to chart his new path. But then, like I said, his father misses the shot on the bird. And then the communicator device that his brother gave him, that Jaden was holding on to for dear life because it was everything to him, rolls over the edge of a cliff and it breaks. And his father stomps away in fury and anger. And Jaden goes down to try to save that device, to get it and to see if he can rebuild it. When he gets back to his campsite, his family is gone.
Mm-hmm.
And it just broke my heart. Again, you have a child who needs to be seen. And it seems like his parents are not seeing him, especially in this moment. Later on, we learn through Laura Falk that it could be read, this whole situation could be read differently.
Yeah.
you know. But at this moment,
Yeah.
it just feels like utter rejection.
Yeah.
And how could you leave? Jaden is not necessarily a child. He was grown enough to be going to Starfleet Academy. He could
Hmm.
fend on his own. It's not like they left a 7-year-old or something,
Yeah.
you know. But at the same time, they
It's
did
still
leave him.
he was
Your
a child. I
family.
mean, he was
He
what,
was a child,
maybe 17, 18?
right? That's a
Yeah.
child,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. And he
So
he cries out like a child, "Come back."
yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a
Yes.
composite scene, but
Mhm.
it's all really part of one scene.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
I know.
Heavy.
Okay. Heavy stuff. All right.
Heavy
Well,
stuff.
let's lighten it up, okay, kids.
Okay,
I know
okay. Okay,
that was the
kids.
thing that broke my heart. All right, kids.
Oh yeah, we're gonna lighten it up with this one.
hmm Here's the category. The category is the scene that was better than the entire episode. Did you hear that, boys and girls? The scene that was better than the entire episode. Hit it, Yvette.
Okay, so mine is 103 Vetus Reflux. So I know I know we said the scene that was better than the entire episode. This episode is hilarious. So
It
It
much
is.
is.
fun.
It
It's
is.
so much fun. But I think this scene is great because, well, I'll tell you in a minute. So there's so many great things. Once Shanann again. I mean, you can't get any better than that. Release the drones, everything. So the scene I love is, so poor Darum. He is trying to contact his parents. He's been trying to contact them since he came to the academy. He goes to Commander Reno, and she tells him there's nothing wrong with his pad. And she realizes as she's looking at it, it's him outgoing messages to mother and father with no reply, right? Um, his parents, yes, so she tells him people are simple. Either they show up for you or they don't.
Mm,
And that's pretty much the theme of the whole episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as she's saying this, disposing wisdom, the cadet master shows up and she's talking about Traducan. I almost lost my mind. So she's telling her, you forgot to, we were supposed to have Traducan. You forgot to prep the replicator. And Reno goes, I'm so sorry, kitten. I almost lost
Oh,
my mind.
oh,
I was like, wait, what?
to
Even
lure
Durham is
Thought.
like, wait, what?
To lure Thought. The half Jim Hadar, half Klingon.
Woo,
Kitten.
child.
and that's
So, and the best part of the whole thing is, so they decide they're going to go out, right, to eat. And they go to a French Klingon fusion restaurant called Yvette's. You can't get better than that. Come on, that's a great scene. But the best thing, Gina Reno tells him, in the end, I left I left a starship on the edge of the universe to come be with her. That's how you show up for
Mhm.
people.
see.
And but then she goes on, like people like, your friend who you did wrong, and he's like, oh, I get it, Genesis, I get it, I gotta make up with her. But I just love that scene because that the whole episode is so good, but that scene
Mhm.
just comes out of nowhere.
I
It's
know it
so
It was
does.
good.
so good.
It's so
It was
good.
Oh,
good.
oh, okay.
I mean,
That's a good
I'm
one.
a kid who never finds their name on anything. Those
Yeah.
little name
Yeah.
things, never find it. And my favorite franchise has said my name twice.
All right
I'm
now.
Picard's mother, and I
All
I
right.
have my own restaurant. I love it. I love it. I'll take it. I'll take it with a Y. That's even
Oh,
better.
okay.
That's a good one. All right, Fran, what's yours?
Okay. Episode 9, 300 Nights.
Ooh.
The collage of Sam growing up with her dad. The collage, he
Oh.
stayed on. They were there. If they were there for 17 years, the planet's time.
Yeah.
weeks in other time. And her growing, the cute little baby, you know.
Right. That was so
And
good.
I'm like, oh, look at him. He's making up for being such a jerk. What?
Right. She was the cutest little thing.
But she the cutest little thing. She's a little baby, little girl. And he was just looking so, he looked like he had, I don't, it's probably in the back of his mind, but looked like he had moved on from that trauma of his human daughter dying. And he just was all in, just all into her. She was all into him. I'm like, look, and then my dad issues showing up again. Look, she's growing up with her dad. Great, that's that collage that they did, because they went back and forth and all that stuff. But that collage of them bonding and him raising her, it was just fantastic.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I liked that too.
yeah, I really like. I thought for me that made the whole episode, because it continued from him being the jerk to him embracing her wholeheartedly as much as
Hmm.
he could. Because you remember, and I don't think we did episode 10, but she was like, "This is a different episode." My dad, y'all heard about my dad? Remember in the last episode, and she was so worried about my dad, my dad. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she grew up with her father from a baby all the way up to oh y'all know I'm talking about Sam, right? Okay, there you go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think you did actually said that. I think.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, that collage of her growing up and them bonding was better than the whole episode for me.
Oh, that's so
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
That
that.
was a good one. Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know if mine is as good as you guys's, but I it resonated with me.
Mhm.
And I feel like it was stronger than, well, I don't know, it's debatable. I just liked it better. It's from episode 7, Cosine,
Oh,
Cosine.
Cosine,
But
yeah.
yeah, and it's the part with Caleb and Genesis. So everybody is leaving the academy to go on break, right? And it's, what is it, All Worlds Day, and everybody's going to a different place. And Reno's there telling everybody about, as everybody's disembarking, saying like which place they're going to and stuff. And like one person was going to Des Moines, I think, and she was like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "I can't talk you out of it." Nope. Okay. Have a good one. Have a good All Worlds Day. But and Genesis is supposed to be getting on the ship with her dad, but she doesn't. And Caleb has like pleaded and pleaded and pleaded with Ake to stay. Like he's like, "Don't make me go to some random family that I don't
Right.
know." Like in Senegal.
That was concerning.
Yeah, like, well, I mean, like I've done, like, people do study abroad things and stuff, and like visiting. Like I stayed with a family in Holland, and they
Okay.
had somebody come and stay with us like once before when I was a kid, so I understood it from that perspective. But yeah, I mean, that's just the way the world used to be. You could send a kid all the way
Yeah.
around the world and
And they will be okay.
Yeah.
reasonably expect them to come back to you. Yes.
Right.
Strangers. But it's the time that the two of them spent together. And specifically, like there's a scene where they are just hanging out and bonding, and and like they're playing toxic versus non-toxic together. And I just loved it because it's like this male female relationship that is truly platonic but very close. And it reminded me of one of my very, very close friends, and that we have a relationship together that, like, that, I mean, now that, like, when he got married, we don't hang out as much, because we're very close. We're extremely close, and that, when you have another partner, that doesn't necessarily fit in the mix,
Doesn't fly.
so, it doesn't fly. But before he got married, we hung. and we had a great time together. And we did, and every once in a while we'll get together, with his wife's knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm getting together with anybody on the side. Like, no, 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 we're not playing those games. Like,
Mm-hmm.
every once in a while we'll get together and we'll just hang,
Mm-hmm.
but like I just love, and I have a couple of friends like that, male friends that are, just really close to. And I just liked that bonding that was represented in that friendship that we don't often get to see that type of dynamic on TV, or in popular media, because they immediately want to make it a love story or something stupid. It doesn't have to be, and doesn't exist that way all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just two platonic friends that are really close. So I just enjoyed that.
Right.
I like it. Yeah, that was fun. I like that scene too. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
really
I
cute.
mean, like, it's like, she said, like, you're playing like Russian roulette, like with toxic or non-toxic
Yeah,
material.
they
Stick
just
your
put in their
hand in it,
hands and stuff. I was like,
right? I
oof.
was like, but that also reminded me of being young like
Yeah.
that too. Like we would do
Uh-huh.
stupid shit like
Oh
that.
hell yeah.
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't. I don't even want to think about it.
I always say, thank God there's no video.
Right?
Oh, oh
Yes.
my goodness, the
We
video.
did not have
Woo,
cell phones
child.
ever like
Mm.
that. Oh my God, if they thank God. Like we
I
used to,
am
we were
Only thing we
hungry.
had was dimes and quarters. You know, if
Damn.
you
yep,
could find a payphone,
right.
that's it.
But those quarters were being saved for the arcade. So,
This is true. This is true.
well,
Ms.
and
Pac-Man.
This
Ms.
is true.
Pac-Man.
Ms. Pac-Man, yeah, she was the bomb.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
love
was,
her.
I was, I was part of a Goonies pack. We were all over the city. We were just
Same.
Goonies wild, man. On our
Same thing.
bikes
Yeah.
all over the city.
Bikes, and
Bikes,
then
the
just walking.
subway, you
And I
Until
was,
we
walking.
got
Yeah,
driver's license, and then that was it.
I was
yeah, yeah.
That
so
was it. It was over.
most of the time by myself because I like traveling by myself, so I can go and come as I please and had to check with nobody. You ready to go? No, no, hell no. I'm having a good time. I stay there. If not, I leave.
Mhm. I get that.
Okay, so here's our final category.
That went fast.
I
It did.
know, but it's a fun one. It's
Mhm.
the scene that hit differently on a rewatch. I had a hard time with this one, but go ahead, Yvette.
So I talked about this before. It's 105 series acclamation mill. Um,
Mm.
so it's the bar scene. So I've made a comment before how much I hated this scene, right? And I was like, what the hell? Why are they doing this in this episode, right? So I asked my daughter, who is a millennial, how she liked uh the the episode. She goes, I loved it, And I said, what about that bar scene? Oh my God. Yes, that reminds me of when I was in college. And I had to really check myself
Mhm.
because woo child. Yeah, I've had many of these nights. Been
Exactly.
even more out of college. Okay, so but my whole thing was I went into this episode thinking Cisco episode. I went into
Hmm.
this episode thinking DS9 episode when
Mhm.
the name of the episode is series acclamation mill.
Mhm.
It is
Hmm.
an episode about Sam. It is not an episode about Cisco. It is not an episode about DS9. They just happen to be in the episode about Sam. So I
Mhm.
really had to check myself again and watch it over. And watching it over, totally looked at it totally different
Mhm.
and grew to love the episode. But yeah, I definitely went into it going, what the heck is this? I was like, what is happening? Why are they doing this? Why is there a fish? What is happening? I was so mad. You have no idea. I was just
Because she was drunk. Because she was drunk off her behind. Is that why? Is that was part of it or what?
it was just I was like, why is this bar scene in here? Because I
Oh,
went into it thinking it's a Cisco episode.
okay. Okay.
And I thought, oh, how disrespectful. Why is this
Okay.
happening?
Got
I was
you.
beside myself.
Mhm. I see you. I see you
But
that yourself. I see you.
yeah, but I had to, I really had to check myself on that. And then when I finally kind of just realize that this was not the episode, that it's not, it's not a DS9 episode. It's not
Mhm.
a Cisco episode. It is an episode about Sam, and I had to really just watch it that way. And when I
Mm-hmm.
did that on the rewatch, I was, it got better. It got better.
Mhm.
So it definitely got better. So that's mine.
Gotcha. I get that. That's
Yeah.
pretty
I
cool.
actually love that scene now because I love the end when Daryl is like, get your ass in here. That's all that man does. It's forever screaming.
That's a good one. All
I love
right,
that.
Fran.
Okay, mine is episode 3, Virtus Reflux.
Mhm.
Mhm.
The clues, they weren't blatant, but the clues that Captain Aki
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
was the cadet
Mhm.
that actually initiated this stuff way back in the day.
Yep.
The clues were there. And I didn't see them at first,
Mhm.
And then when I'm like, well, damn, there she goes saying, and this, and then she, how she slinks around and stuff. I said, well, they were there all the time. How come I didn't see? How come I didn't see it? But I
Right.
didn't see them on the rewatch because I knew what was. I'm like, okay, y'all got us. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
That's
It
good
was
writing
her.
right
It
there.
was her, and that's why she could be such a leader to them doing this prank show.
Mhm.
So she was a pranker. She was the prankster herself.
Mhm.
Yep. She was the legend.
The heels or something
She
like
was the legend. They had
Yeah.
no idea.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, they had no idea she
And
was the
remember, she's the only one there that went to Starfleet Academy.
Right.
Everybody else went to the War College.
Right.
Well,
So,
in Reno,
yeah,
Reno and Tilly. Yeah.
yeah. But it was like, oh damn, they got me. They got me. So that rewatch was real good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I have exactly the same one as Yvette. I have the bar scene because, like, honestly, like, even while I've been rewatching, I'm still like, there aren't the only one that really hit me differently was that scene. The other ones are like, I appreciate them more and more
Mm-hmm.
when I watch them, but I had a really negative reaction to that bar scene when I first saw that episode. And a lot of it comes down to what you were talking about, Yvette, like expectations that I held for the episode, but also a lot of it came down to just for me at the time, the first time I watched it, it just felt like the pace, it messed with the pacing. But it didn't. Like now I rewatch it and I'm like, this is seamless.
Yeah. Right.
I don't know why it was so jarring, and then I was also like, oh, why am I in a college bar? Like, damn. Like, I don't
It's a
really want to
school,
go.
Tamia.
Right, duh, right. Like I was like, damn, I don't want to go back to a college bar. I'm like, oh, right, I forgot. We're at the actual school, though. We're not on a ship. We're not like we haven't graduated yet.
Right.
This is the story that we're telling. It's
Mhm.
different, because at first I was like, damn, why is it so what a cliche. Really? The drunk college bar scene with the really drunk friend? Like, God, oh, did we really have to go there? And I'm like, yeah, we kind of did, though, because
Kinda did.
that's what we do. Yeah,
That's right.
that's just
We've all
what we
done it.
do.
At least
What happened?
90% of us have done it.
I
If
mean,
we've been
and
to
like,
college, yeah.
it's like they did, I mean, their academy was being held on a ship. Like they never show us out. They don't show us outside the ship very much, so it's not like they could have put a quad scene. They could have put a quad scene. I mean, the equivalent of the cliche would have been a scene on the quad with a bunch of people playing frisbee and hacky sack, and a drum circle in one corner and some tables set up with some girls protesting some shit, and then some sororities over on the other side with some tables and a fundraiser, but
And be
So
over
I've
there
thought about
running for BSU president.
right, like yeah, like right, and some rabble rousers, some black rabble rousers, right,
Um,
right, with the fist up. Hmm.
keep your
So
dashikis on, okay?
Yeah.
right. So when I think about all that, I'm thinking like, okay, the bar scene was okay. Bar scene encapsulated it just fine.
Just fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really do, and then on rewatch, I really like enjoyed that scene so much more. Like I let myself be free enough to access those memories of what it was like for me when good times that I had in those same types of scenes with my friends.
Mhm.
And, and and then it becomes a blast. And now, like every successive watch of it, it's actually funnier to me, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought the writing is really excellent on it. And, the acting is really excellent and throughout the whole thing. And then I love the boy and the girl romance part of it too. I love the boy meets girl again, like first kiss,
Mhm.
part, where the girl kisses the boy first. Like I'm a sucker for a well-written romance plot. So,
Yeah. I
you
love
know,
the flirtation of the boy and the boy too. I
I
love
love
that.
that
That
too.
was
Yes.
Yeah,
it was
There
yeah.
was
so
so
cute.
that's what I'm saying. We got
It
all
was
of it. We
so
got
cute.
all so much good stuff,
There is
like all
so
in one
much
scene.
going on in that scene
Mhm.
Right.
that, like you said, every time you watch it, it becomes better because you don't realize what everybody else is doing. Everybody's doing something different in that
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
scene. There's so many little things going on. So it's
Yeah.
really good. And Genesis, I always say Genesis was being a girl's girl. And I was
Oh
like,
my
I
God.
love her. I love
I
her
do
Genesis,
for
like
that.
too.
I
I
I
do
fucks
too.
with Genesis.
Me
Yeah,
too. Team
Yeah.
Genesis.
yeah.
I'm definitely Team Genesis, like
Oh, yeah.
for real.
And
That's my
she
Definitely.
girl.
made a better. I think she made a better leader than he did. So,
Oh, that
Oh
was
yeah,
very clear.
yeah.
everybody agrees.
Yes, everybody
Okay.
agrees on that.
All right.
I
All
think I think Genesis is like my second favorite character on the
Hmm.
show.
right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I wanted to
Mhm.
see, definitely wanted to see more um of Genesis. Hopefully, we get
Yeah.
more next season.
Well, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed our breakdown, our fun little thought experiment that we shall probably try again and
Hmm.
expand. We can adapt it but it was a lot of fun to do
Yeah, it
this.
was.
It was.
Mm. And it's a lot of fun to go back. Like, I mean, I know it's pretty recent, but I haven't watched Starfleet Academy in several months.
Yeah,
So, like, to go back, kind of going back down memory lane for it was pretty
remember that
cool.
was wasn't it the beginning of January? Right, came out the
Right,
beginning of the year, so it's a while
right.
ago. Yeah,
It's been a while. Yeah,
been a minute. It's been a
yeah.
minute.
Well, kids, like, it's been a blast to hang out with you. And Yvette, can you
Yeah,
tell everybody the Sci-Fi Sister stuff they need to know?
I can. Thanks for listening to the SyFy Sistas podcast. During the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, we're honored to continue celebrating the franchise we love and to have been named 2025 Best All Around Star Trek Podcast by Trek Movie. Thank you. Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/sci-fi sisters and be part of the mothership. Join the conversation in the SyFy Sistas Book Club on Facebook. Watch our interviews, live shows, and our infamous Top 10 series on YouTube, SyFy Sistas Inc. The Trek Geeks Network's presenting sponsor is Fansets. Grab pins and memorabilia from your favorite franchises at fansets.com and use code TrekGeeks, all caps, for 10% off. After listening to this episode, please rate us and write a review. We may just read it on an upcoming episode.
And of course, we need to thank the baddest associate producers in any and all known galaxies. That's Sailor Marge, Karen Dramera, and Stephanie Baker. We love y'all. Thanks so much for everything you do for us. And friends, it has been lovely. It has been real. What a blast. We're out of here. Peace, love, and hair grease.
All right.